Hello, and thanks for tuning into Taste Radio, the #1 podcast for anyone building a business in food or beverage. I'm Ray Latif, the editor and producer of Taste Radio, and I'm here with my BevNET and Nosh colleagues, John Craven, Jackie Brugliera, and Mike Schneider. We are here in New York City at the Metropolitan Pavilion for BevNET Live Summer 2024, bright and early on a Thursday. I think it's 8. Is it? Oh, yeah, just a little past 8 a.m. My voice is a little, gravelly, but it's not from last night. I think it's just from talking to so many people at the event.
I don't know. I saw your Instagram.
Yeah, but it wasn't lately.
I saw a cocktail photo. It was like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
2 hours ago.
Right now, it's 7:45.
That was just reminding people that I had a nice cocktail last night. It wasn't that I was out.
So you're bragging.
Okay, yeah,
You're
yes,
bragging.
yes,
Humble
exactly. Yeah, I wasn't trying to tell people where I was.
You're not latestagramming. We know you.
Latestagramming.
Yeah, we know you.
Yeah.
You're on time or not at all.
Well, no. I mean, there's a lot of talking that happens at the event. There's a lot of talking that happens on stage. I was, once again, the host of the new Beverage Showdown. The semifinal round was held yesterday. 12 brands took the stage.
And may I say, you did a fine job.
Yeah.
sir.
I
As
appreciate you saying.
always,
Thank you for
you're a
saying
pro.
that. Thank you very much for saying that. I thought we had an amazing judging panel, which helps make things a lot easier for me as a host.
3 out of 4 ain't bad, yeah.
Yeah.
One numpty.
I'm going to tell Coca-Cola that you said that. No. Coke is the presenting sponsor. The new revenue streams unit, more specifically of the Coca-Cola Company North America, is the presenting sponsor of the new Beverage Showdown. We had Jonky Gambier of Coke on stage, along with Lexi Prozer from Beachmar Ventures, yourself, Mike Schneider, obviously, and Max Bauman, who's the founder and CEO of Base Makers and a former winner of the new Beverage Showdown.
Right.
6 brands have moved on to the finals, but I thought, once again, all 12 brands were great, and having 2 minutes to pitch is just almost impossible.
I got this bit in my stomach right after the last pitch that we had to go into the judging room and make a decision.
You did.
I was really, those pitches were phenomenal. All the packaging was extraordinary. All the liquid was really good, and I had no idea how we were going to make that decision.
Well,
we did.
What was pretty fantastic is that even though the presentations were short, we got a lot of information from them, because when we were in the sampling room, the judges had a lot of questions about particular products and brands. It's like, I don't totally get it, or they had a preconceived notion about what a brand might be or what a company was trying to represent. And then when the founders were on stage, they're like, oh, I get it. So I think that speaks well to their preparation, their understanding of their businesses, and what they're trying to get across.
Yeah, I was talking to a lot of founders prior to the competition, and they were most nervous about the time frame. They were like, we really want to make sure that we hit home exactly what we want to convey in those 2 minutes.
Yep.
So they were definitely practicing, and it showed. They were very polished. They hit the high notes, and they got their point across.
Totally.
2 minutes is very tough.
Yeah,
I
very
was talking
quick.
to some of them beforehand, and they're like, how do I get all of this, just in the 2 minutes without being, nervous in front of an audience staring back at you?
Yeah, but also shows, in general, I feel like founders need to be ready with their 2-minute pitch anytime, anywhere,
Right.
especially at BevNET Live with anyone that they're talking to in the room.
It was strange that the founders seemed to understand that round 1 is about liquid packaging and me. And they did a pretty good job up there of explaining why they're doing what they're doing, what they're trying to do, how they're trying to get it across. And then in the judging room, a lot of the conversation is about the legs of the brand and how it inspired us and what can it do in the market and who's it for, and do they understand their audience, and then, oh my gosh, do they understand what's in front of them too? And no one does. No one does, but it's can they endure?
Well, it's also, I think, the founders that struggle to get it down to 2 minutes, it is kind of just a maybe slightly harsh reminder that maybe what you're pitching is a little too complicated too, and you need to simplify. So
Yeah, I think that's a fair point, and especially because some of those founders are participating in our one-to-ones with retailers here at BevNET Live. I talked to a few folks who are pitching to Whole Foods, I think, right now.
Sure, cool.
And so being able to explain what you're doing and perhaps explain that you're market ready for Whole Foods is part of that conversation. Although, again, just getting in front of a retail buyer, getting in front of someone like Charlie New, who is, who essentially runs beverages for Whole Foods. I mean, it's pretty amazing to have that opportunity.
Yeah, no, and again, they were coming to me asking for some advice. It's 10 minutes that they have with a retailer. Like they've been trying to get in front of these retailers, sending them like multiple emails, and they finally have the time. They're like, what do I say? They're like, we want to maximize this time, but it is like about getting the next conversation, you know? So you want to be memorable and you want to hit the key points of why am I different and why am I going to succeed in your store?
But it is a little different than that new Beverage Showdown pitch, too,
Yeah.
because you do want to talk about, like, yes, how can I succeed in that store? Where should I fit in the store?
Right.
Understanding a little bit of your identity, which I think is more what round 2 pitch in New Beverage Showdown is like. And you talk a lot more about market opportunity and the economics and try to demonstrate whether you understand that or not.
Yeah.
And then you have to face John Craven.
I mean, it could be, you know, more time to give a cleaner presentation or just more rope to hang yourself.
Oh, he's waiting.
John is quite jaded at this point.
Well, no. I say that with all seriousness too. I think there is the other side of it, which is like sometimes like more time isn't necessarily better. That too. I mean, I think sometimes it just kind of makes founders realize like, wow, this is like a mouthful. This is a lot, you know. And again, I mean, it's all just part of the process, you know. Like they've created these products. They think certain things might be important or useful for a consumer or people in the industry to understand. And, you know, again, this is like trial by fire. Like you're getting up there and some things that you thought would be important probably aren't. And other stuff, you know, based on our questions might actually, like, we might have wanted you to dig a little deeper on those things.
The question I always hear from judges in the finals is about market opportunity. You know, where can this brand go from here? Great. You created a brand. Okay, it's pretty good. You have this good idea. We think it might have some legs, but how are you going to get it to a position where you are living? But how are you going to get it to a place where it's getting to its full potential?
Well, and I think, you know, in reality, like we live in an industry of like extreme nuances ultimately mattering, right? We're not looking for radically different as consumers, that is. We're looking for something that's, you know, a little different, has some meaningful point of differentiation, which at the end of the day might be something like, again, really, really nuanced.
Yeah. And going back to Jackie's point about talking to a retailer about how can I be successful, or this is why I'm going to be successful in your store. I keep talking to successful entrepreneurs or ones that have been there, done that, and they always talk about what they can do for the retailer. What incremental value are they bringing to this store? Because retailers have a million options to choose from. But what they're most interested in is how am I going to benefit from your brand being in my store? So that has to be part of your conversation. That has to be part of the conversation as well.
Yeah, it's like, how are they going to drive additional traffic to their store?
Exactly.
And how are you going to fit within the set or bring something new and fresh that people are going to be excited about?
New and fresh, but yet nuanced
Yes.
too. I mean, that's a big piece of it because beverage innovation isn't like, okay, well, my beverage has, you know, honey and ashwagandha and nootropics and it teleports you. Like, there's so many things that we see, you know, in some of these newer beverages, and we also see them just refine. I mean, just look at Poppy, and Allison Ellsworth would be the first one to say, just copy me, copy what I did. And they're moving away now from the prebiotic thing because at the end of the day, it's a better for you soda in a cool can that's fun to hold and has great flavor. Like, it tastes good. That's why people want your beverage.
That also shows a brand evolving because, like, at the beginning, early adopters like care about that.
Right.
But then as you get more mainstream, you can change your messaging.
But I do think certain functional ingredients do have a purpose and a very important function, use that word again, in someone's daily life.
Like
and
vitamin D, ashwagandha, magnesium,
I
and
was
barcode that I'm drinking here.
I was actually thinking like a Muse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa,
Yes.
wow. We didn't
Yes.
realize that's where you're going.
Yeah, there you go. Now more
Shocking.
Muse is the presenting sponsor of this episode of Taste Radio. Now more than ever, consumers looking for ways to boost their immune systems, and Muse gives them that edge. Muse is a dietary and food ingredient clinically shown to stimulate immune function at the cellular level. Incorporate Muse into your innovation strategy and help your consumers optimize their health throughout the year. Learn more at amusehealth.com. That's IMMUSE health.com. I was reading that in the smallest font possible Why am I doing
great
that?
eyesight.
I know
Wow,
I'm
right, look,
losing my
you're
eyesight
eagle
here.
eye.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you don't just have that burned in your mind at this point.
I do, but I still want to,
Make sure you get it right.
I'm like, I have the
You probably wake up with
the
like
net.
night
Oh, no.
sweats thinking about that.
We do 10
Sometimes.
reps after every show, just to
Yeah.
make sure.
Say it
It's
again.
just post-show practice. One more time, Ray.
Yeah. Speaking of great brands and ones that I was happy to see here at BevNET Live, Hal's New York, which is a maker of seltzers and snacks, including pretzels, chips, and popcorn, is here at the show. I had an opportunity to sit down with Stephanie.
Classic New York brand.
Yeah, to sit down with Stephanie Rita, who's the director of brand development for Hal's New York, and she told me that they have a seasonal product that's flavor is fruit punch, and I am so excited to try this because I think everyone knows I love fruit punch. I just feel like there's not enough fruit punch out there, so I'm going to give this a whirl.
That's
with
because
fruit punch?
No, there's nothing wrong with
Classic.
fruit punch, but it's still like, what is fruit punch? It's like,
Oh,
what
boy.
fruits are
It's
you
a
talking
mystery.
about? It's a
It could
mystery.
be
so,
anything.
yeah.
It's funny. Like I feel like every hotel that I've ever been in New York City has Hal's in the fridge.
They do.
Including ours, the Virgin Hotel.
Yeah.
Yes, they've got Hal's. It's delicious. It's I mean, all their products are great. I really appreciate the fact that these are highly carbonated. If I'm drinking a seltzer, I mean, isn't a seltzer supposed to be highly carbonated?
Yes.
Barcode, which is what Mike was drinking. We had a special guest from Barcode, from the Barcode team on stage yesterday, none other than Jadakiss.
That was cool.
Jadakiss. Yes, it was fun to see Jadakiss, the well-known hip-hop artist. Yeah, it was amazing to see him on stage. He was walking with a cane. I forgot who told me. Adam Lewis, I think, said he got hit by a car.
Oh no.
Or was it John Landis told me that? He got hit by a car a few days ago, but he still made it to BevNET Live, which is amazing.
Crazy.
Trooper.
Yeah, and he was talking about what he believes, or why he believes so much in the brand. He seemed really actually quite polished in terms of like what Barcode's strategy was and how he thought it was bringing value to its consumer. So I was pretty impressed with him on stage.
It took me a second because he was a surprised guest, and I walked in the room and I was like, "Who's that raspy voice?"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I looked. I was like, "Oh my God, it's Jadakiss! Wild, very
Yeah.
cool."
Shocking that he'd be a good storyteller, though.
Yeah.
It's what he does.
True. No, it was fantastic, and kudos to the Barcode team. I thought they were awesome up on
They
stage.
were.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see Bar's hair? That was
Yeah,
amazing.
that was amazing.
What bar?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the founder. Yeah. I also love this brand that I have on the table here. Once Upon a Coconut. They have a ton of product here at the show. This is their coconut water and watermelon variety. I'm also a big watermelon fan for anyone out there who makes a watermelon product. There's not enough like actual watermelon
Just
juice.
you, Ray.
Yes.
Just
I
you.
love it. What do you mean?
I
Just
don't know.
me?
You're one of the few.
What? You don't
There's
like
a lot of
watermelon?
watermelon products that have come and gone, and
Yeah.
it's a hard one.
Yeah, but no. What's the watermelon brand that you love, John?
What?
The one in the can. No, yeah,
Like, what are you talking about?
That's your kids love. Excuse me. The one.
Oh, the mellow water.
Mellow,
Yeah, mellow
yeah.
water's good.
Mellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, melon's,
Yeah, melon's
it's-
fantastic.
It's great. It's just difficult.
What do you mean it's difficult?
Watermelon water?
No, but that was a fresh watermelon water.
Come
Like
on.
Mella's like in a can. It's pasteurized. It's
Watermelon water just relaunched too.
Yeah, and
Don't
they
be a
have,
hater.
they have like lemonades now.
Did you hear the word relaunch?
All
Why
right,
did they have to
fine.
relaunch. It's difficult.
Well, back to Once Upon a Coconut. I really like this product because there are two ingredients: coconut water and watermelon juice. So, a two-ingredient beverage always piques my interest and is typically
I had
quite good.
blueberry Once Upon a Coconut yesterday. I mean, this stuff's great, and they activate it at the event. It's everywhere. I'm so excited.
Yeah, totally.
You can just go grab a Once Upon a Coconut. How-
Yeah, I had a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also love to see Remedy Organics here. They are in full force here at
Crushed
the
a
show.
few
Yes.
of those two.
Totally. If you miss breakfast or if you miss lunch, this is even better. I'm holding the Golden Mind variety, which has 10 grams of protein. It's made with almond milk, turmeric, MCT oil, ginger, DHA, omega-3, and probiotics. So
They have a new line
100%
that has
plant-based.
20 grams of protein.
Yeah.
20
Yeah.
grams of protein, you will not know it. You know how when you have 20 grams of protein, you know you've had 20 grams of protein because it's usually pretty chalky. Theirs is
I
so
was wondering where you're
smooth.
going with that.
Yeah, no. Oh, not that was Ray. But I was that person who missed breakfast and lunch, and I was like, where's the Remedy Organics? 'Cause I mean, this stuff's so easy to drink, and you feel great afterwards. I mean, it's such
And they
a
have a
good
new
product.
ube
They
flavor,
do?
which
Yes.
is really good.
Yeah, it was right next to the
Oh,
the Golden. Yeah.
See, I always grab the blue spirulina, and I had 2 of those. So
Yeah. Also, really happy to see Ginger Labs here, GNGR, with their shots because you need shots
I need a
when you're
few of those.
24/7
Yeah.
here at BevNET Live. This is their vitamin C booster made with organic ginger and turmeric. I saw on LinkedIn the founder, Nimik Sultan, I believe is how you pronounce his name, and he had pallets of product that he was bringing to the show, and I'm like, I might have to take an entire pallet because this stuff is so good.
It never makes it to the show because Ray steals it all.
I don't think he brought that many, but I appreciate the thought. We would definitely take a pallet.
Totally.
Oh my gosh, they've stocked the office. They also have their RTD too, the drink that's kind of like this with. Sorry.
They're R2D2?
Yes.
I like that. That was good how that rolled together.
All right, in 3,
I
2.
just licked the microphone too.
Oh,
well, it's a rental.
guy, you don't know
3,
who's
2.
been. Okay, 3, 2.
They also have their phenomenal RTD line. I mean, Ginger's amazing. They've sent a bunch to the office. Very generous. Thank you so much.
Totally. And thanks so much to all the founders who have brought products to BevNET Live. I just see people drinking so many different things, trying so many different products. The coolers are always stacked because of our amazing team who's always putting in new product. Just love to see the variety.
There's always at least one. There's always like at least one gem, new discovery for me. Rockaway soda.
Oh yeah, Rockaway's fantastic. Yeah.
It looks like neon sign just crushing a newspaper. It's a cool looking can, but the liquid is phenomenal, and it's powered by ginseng and maca instead of caffeine. Yeah.
Interesting.
Pretty good stuff.
Well, we have one more day of BevNET Live. This is always the point where everyone's just like
Melting
power up.
down?
Well, no,
Or powering up.
powering up to
Crushing
finish the
ginger
show.
shots and Remedy Organics.
We're going to do it all over again in LA, more specifically Marina Del Rey in December. Excited to see everyone at that show as well. But to anyone who came to the show in New York City and is listening to this podcast, thank you so much for being with us. It's been so I'm just happy. I just feel like everyone on our team really works hard to make this event as great as possible, and to see people enjoying it and to see people getting value out of it is worth all the hard work. So, and one more quick shout out to our amazing team, our unsung heroes like Joe Cratchy and Josh Pratt and Ryan Galang, who run our AV, or here at 6 a.m., making sure that everything looks good.
Thanks,
so that we
guys.
look good. I really appreciate all the work you guys do. Oh, and of course, Nate Brescia, our Minister of Photographic Arts.
Best title ever.
Yes.